On New Year's Eve, a familiar sound rises over London, the Westminster Chimes, and then those famous Big Ben bongs from the world's most recognisable and most famous clock tower. And even if we don't all hear them directly, many of us still meet those notes in the background of the moment, on broadcasts, in headlines, in the clips that travel far beyond the city. For a few moments, it's as though time itself becomes audible, and as those notes ring out, we do what humans have always done at the turning of a year. We look back, and we look forward. We think about what's been and what might be, our joys, our regrets, our hopes, our fears, our dreams, the things we can name, and the things we can't quite put into words. But here's a question. What is the deeper meaning behind these world-famous notes? Because hidden inside the Elizabeth Tower is a clue. There's a plaque in the tower that does two remarkable things. It gives words to the chimes from a psalm, and it points us to the musical source of the tune, Handel's Messiah. In other words, it quietly connects these famous notes to both scripture and sacred music. There's a remarkable link here that reaches back far beyond the last 100 years, beyond the last 1,000, all the way back into the pages of Scripture, to the story of Job. Job is a man who knows what it is to suffer. His world collapses, loss, pain, confusion, the kind of season where you can't tie life up with a neat bow. And yet, in the middle of it all, Job says something extraordinary. I know that my Redeemer lives. That sentence becomes his anchor. Not an explanation, not a quick fix, not a promise that tomorrow will be easy, but a certainty. The promised rescuer God would send, the future Messiah, ultimately fulfilled in Jesus Christ, to cling to when everything else is shaking. Centuries later, George Frederick Handel set that truth to music in Messiah, in the movement we know as I Know That My Redeemer Liveth. Now, here's the detail that stops us in our tracks. The Westminster Chimes are built from the same four notes you hear in the opening of that movement, first played by the violins, simple notes that carry a sense of peace and stillness amidst the storms of Job's life. The Westminster Chimes use the four notes played by the violins in the opening to this movement from Handel's Messiah. Just take a listen. So, when you hear the chimes this year, whether you're in London or catching them from far away, you're not only hearing a clock marking the quarters of an hour, you're hearing a question and a reminder. What will hold you when life hurts? What can I cling to when I don't know what's coming next? And then, on that same plaque are words to set to the chimes, a prayer drawn from Psalm 37. It's almost like a blessing to sing along with the bells. All through this hour, Lord, be my guide, and by thy power no foot shall slide. And it echoes the promise of Psalm 37 verses 23 to 24. The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. So why not take these words with you into 2026? In fact, here's a first New Year's resolution. Memorize these words so you can sing them, pray them, and teach them to your children, your godchildren and grandchildren. Teach them in your Sunday school groups. Write them on a card. Let the chimes become a tiny, steady prayer in the rhythm of your day. Because you might not know what 2026 will hold for you. And that's exactly why these are words to cling to. In the hospital room as you receive a diagnosis, in the quiet moments at work when fears and worries start to crowd in the long evening when temptation feels loud and close, in the conversation you've been dreading, in the season you didn't choose. But here's the hope. And it's not a vague hope or wishful thinking. It's a living hope. The same God who held Job is the God who holds you. The Redeemer Job longed for has come, Jesus Christ, and he is alive, present and active. So the chimes don't just measure time passing. They can become a gentle reminder that you are not alone and that grace will meet you hour by hour. And every time you hear these world-famous chimes, remember this: your Redeemer lives, and he is with you through every hour of the day. And that means you can step into 2026 with quiet confidence, not because the path is easy, but because he is with you. Happy New Year from all of us at All Souls Music.